a little surreal because, like, again, man, everything, it's sometimes everything, you do everything right and it goes wrong and, vice versa. But, man, the weight cut was the best I've ever seen. The rehigh went well. His warm-up in the dressing room was great. His head was in the right spot. It's crazy. And it's like 10 seconds. So I don't even know where I was this weekend. But, just as long as he's back, the surgery went well. I talked to Marivi last night. I haven't even spoken to him yet because I give him a chance to clear his head. But people were telling me he was posting on Instagram and stuff. So I'm glad to see he's, back to, at least talking. That's got to be rough, man. So
I saw it in Chris's eyes. The same things that I saw in Kamaru Usman, I saw a Chris that I hadn't seen in a very long time. As soon as he walked out there, I was like, this kid looks focused. He looks ready. He looked in shape. And then that happened. And it was horrific to watch. It was horrible, especially knowing all those things that Ray was telling us. He was injury-free. He was training well. He was focused. Terrible.
I was so excited to see how it was going to translate in the fight. I really was. And then I was like, I was just the wackiest shit I ever saw. Really, really crazy for that time and for the whole situation. But crazy. And look, the coincidence with Anderson, because we were talking today in the gym, is that, it was the second Anderson fight, and this was his second fight with Hall. It was like the universe is speaking type of deal. But wow, what a crazy turn of events. I think that's the first thing Dana said to me when he came in the octagon. So it's like, what are the odds of that? And then I say Dana was really, really nice in the octagon. He said, we'll get him the best doctor. Just, man, it's just, even if it would have happened in the second round, it would have been bad, but we would have. It's just that it was the first thing thrown. It was insane.
First strike thrown. That's the crazy thing.
Crazy.
You saw the whole thing? Did you see it happen in real time?
I'm going to say, if you go back to the audio, I said great kick, and then his foot hit the floor, and I go, was that his knee? And then they put it up, and I go, holy crap.
What's up, guys? So I'm still in the hospital. I think I'm going to be getting discharged in the morning sometime. So I'm waiting for the doctor to come and let me know the deal on that. I just got to thank Dana White because he is getting us a private jet from Jacksonville back into Fort Mill, where I'm living. So just making it so easy for me, so I don't have to be on a plane with my leg because I can't really move my leg. So I'll be able to put my leg up and be way more comfortable. And the cool thing is my kids get to experience being on a private jet, so that's going to be awesome. Again, thank you guys for all the love and support. I'm feeling it, and I really appreciate it. And I'll keep coming on to keep you guys updated. Peace.
That fucking right hand, that would have knocked anybody out. And in fact, he put so much force behind that right hand, because they say you can't swing, you want to be on balance. But of course, if you swing a crazy wild right hand, it does have more power. But if you miss, you're going to be off balance. You might fall over, whatever.
You see him right there. If he had missed, he was way out of position. He was
this is
bent
what I was
over.
going to say, because he threw that right hand, and if you watch the replay, his back leg, his right leg actually steps forward. I mean, he put so much weight and momentum into that punch that he wasn't able to maintain the correct footwork. That's how hard he swung. And he found the chin right on the button, told exit stage left, and he did fucking exit. He went down and he was out. He was asleep on his shoulder. No shame to Masvidal. That punch would have knocked out absolutely anybody.
And very classy in defeat as well, Masvidal.
He was great.
Which, because, Masvidal's a cocky guy. That's he sort of, made a name for himself as being sort of brash and just being from the streets, telling it like it is. And he said straight up, he was like, dude, I didn't think this guy had any power. And boy, did he shut me the up. Because he said that leading into the fight. He was like, yeah, I felt what he's got. He's got no power. He can't actually hurt me. I'd be interested in talking to Kamaru and wondering if that got into his head. He was like, hey, you want to see no power, motherfucker?
every once in a while, you get a guy in the gym who's chirping, who'd be like, I could beat that UFC guy. You know, just give me my chance in sparring. I want to go out there, show what kind of fighter I am. And the dude just gets mauled like he's never fought before. That's kind of what Shevchenko. That's kind of what Shevchenko did to Andrade, dude. It was like, oh, you think you can beat me? That's cute. Let me show you what's up. And she got tossed around like a piece of candy. I mean, it was unbelievable. She walked through her like it was a training session, like it was like a newcomer. And Andrade has been around. She's a powerful girl. She can throw people on their heads. And she couldn't do anything against Shevchenko, like nothing. And Shevchenko's not even known as this like big time wrestler. And she absolutely was making her an example out of Andrade and kind of proving a point out there. That was impressive.
I tell you what, Thug Rose is the real deal. Thug Rose, and that's the difference between just Muay Thai and just striking versus just MMA. If you go back and you watch the clip where she did knock out Zhang Weili, what did she do? She had composure in her upper body, and Zhang Weili thought she was gonna kick the legs, but look at the composure that Thug Rose had. That foot and that leg slowly came up and eventually catching Zhang Weili in the chin, knocking her out, and that's all she wrote. Anyhow, we didn't see enough to really determine, obviously she did win, but we didn't see enough. We didn't see a fight in reality. So I say they run it back, and I think Dana White's already with it. And then that's going to determine more likely who's probably going to be the greatest strawweight of all time, because they have both beaten Joanna in her prime. Now the fact that Rose has won the bout again, Jesus, man, I think we may have a new strawweight king in the whole world, in the whole wide world.
See, you don't think we realize your games. I see it. You try to get Dylan Dennis. You got Ben, but you're not getting none of us else. You're not a real nigga, bro. And it's time to set the record straight. I'm not even gonna give you no more shine after this. I'm not gonna even mention your name after this. You done. So here's the stipulation. Since you want to catch niggas in stipulations, fight me. And I'll fight you with one hand. One hand. That's it. We'll shut all the talk. We'll shut all the down. One hand. I promise you. I'll beat you with one hand.
I have to say, nobody is giving credit to Jake Paul because he's a genius. He chose the one MMA fighter that he could beat in a boxing fight. Any other guy on the UFC roster, featherweight and above, would beat that ass. Bet.
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
they were super necessary.
Why were they necessary?
What do you mean, why were they not necessary?
Because he was already knocked out at that point.
But the referee hadn't pulled me off. And my job is to hit somebody till the referee pulls me off. So to those people, I would say maybe don't watch him and maybe go back to soccer.
And being real for a second, you put him out when he went and hit the canvas. Did it feel good to get some of those extra shots in there?
Extra shots? What do you mean?
Maybe one or two?
It was extra shots? The ref didn't pull me off yet, so, I keep going until the ref pulls me off. And, those are super necessary.
He was asked afterwards about the extra shots on the ground, and he said, to steal a phrase from you, that they were super necessary. Did you hear that? And if so, what did you think when you heard that?
I think obviously it's done on me, but I love it. This is why I love the sport, taking me outside, making me just an entity that I'm watching, and I'm thinking, this is the guy that does it to everybody and that has done it in a very brutal way. Now it got done to him You gotta love the sport, because I'm telling you, in this sport there is no God. It's just man versus man, and man is not perfect. Anything can happen, you know. So that's why I love this game. That's why everybody around the world loves this game. It's beautiful, poetic, mathematical, scientific. It's just insane. It's an adventure every time. It's crazy, man. I never would have thought he would do that to me. Out of all the animals I fought in the stand-up world, guys that make their money off stand-up, it hasn't happened to me. Now it does. So it's what this game is, MMA. I love it.
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
They were super necessary.
It was extra shots. The ref didn't pull me off yet, so you know, I keep going until the ref pulls me off, and you know, those are super necessary.
Thank God.